pledge. Commander Costello, please lead us in the pledge in honor of your service to our nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Please let the record reflect that all board members are present. Any announcements? No. Any members of the public wishing to speak on an agenda item? Okay. And I have a motion for the approval of minutes of the October 22nd, 2019 planning session. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, recognition. Before we start, I'm going to go off script a little bit on recognition, and I would like to ask all of the veterans that are present here tonight to please stand and join us. Come on down and join us in the front to be recognized. Oh, we've got a couple others. Maniscalco.
I was trying to blend in the back there.
You can't blend, Mr. Maniscalco. You stand down.
Jack's trying to hide too. Doesn't work. On behalf of certainly a grateful community, but a grateful nation, we'd like to thank you for your sacrifice and service. Next time we'll give you some advance.
So just excuse all of the equipment that looks a little different than what we normally do when we host our board meetings. We're in the middle of upgrading the lighting and sound systems here, and we are at the tail end of that work, but it has created somewhat of a little bit of a different pathway here today. So at this time, I'd like to invite the Brian Haldenwang fan club down. Dr. Bridgman, Ms. Langone, you here? We ask you what, Mr. Phil, would you like to join us? Yay. Okay. And of course, Mr. Haldenwang. So in 2013, Governor Andrew Cuomo launched the New York State Master Teacher Program, and its purpose was to strengthen our instruction and our workforce, our teaching force in K-12 STEM education. And we all know how important that is now. The Master Teacher Program has grown over the last 6 years, and now it's a very exciting network of over 1,200 teachers throughout the state who share a passion for their own learning and for collaborating with their colleagues to instill an excitement for STEM learning and teaching among our colleagues and the students. So we're so proud that another one of our own science teachers, Mr. Brian Haldenwang, joins this elite group of educators. Mr. Haldenwang currently teaches human anatomy and physiology at the high school, IB biology, and I always love to come visit the classroom when you send your little invitation, and I will be there next week or the week after. And he also serves as one of our 2 IB extended essay teachers. His enthusiasm for the profession is really unmatched, and I'm not sure I have ever seen him without a smile upon his face. So I know he thinks that this is like the greatest job in the world because you wear it all over yourself. So, Mr. Haldenwang, please accept this certificate in recognition of your excellence in teaching and as a New York State master teacher. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sending it to us. Yes. Okay, now I'd like to invite Andrew O'Farrell and Eric Albinder down. Mr. O'Farrell is president of the West Lifeson Association of School Administrators, and Mr. Albinder is the vice president. So this month we also honor the dedicated service of our administrative team, many of whom are sitting in the back of the auditorium right now. Our principals, directors, assistant principals, and our assistant directors. This is my 7th opportunity to recognize the members of WIUFSD. And over these last 7 years, we've explored many opportunities together, we've met many challenges, and I'm always in awe of the professionalism and the grace and the competence with which every one of them enters school each day and works to make our lives better for our students and our staff. So tonight, I'd like to take this occasion to thank all of you and all of our administrators that couldn't be here this evening for the extraordinary leadership and passion, and I really applaud their commitment on behalf of our children here in West Islip. So, on behalf of the Board of Education and the community, and actually, I will ask you to be honest, we'd like to present this certificate in recognition of your dedicated service and of the entire administrative team for our students, our staff, our teachers, and our colleagues. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Good job.
Personnel.
May I have a motion to accept the child rearing leave of absence for Deanna Johnson, special education teacher, effective November 25th, 2019 through January 1st, 2020.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the leave of absence pursuant to the Family Medical Leave Act for Marissa Villani, special education teacher, effective November 15th, 2019 through January 1st, 2020.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the retirement of Maria Kaufler, special education aide, effective December 14th, 2019 after 25 years.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the retirement of Allison O'Brien, library aide, effective November 12th, 2019 after 11 years.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the amendment to the start date for Pluzelia Deasaro, part-time food service worker, effective November 8th, 2019.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the probationary appointment of Linda Kennedy, cafeteria aide, effective November 8th, 2019.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the probationary appointment of Donna Machowski, special education aide, effective November 8th, 2019.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the change in title for Joan DiStefano, custodial worker 1, effective October 24th, 2019.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of substitute special education aide Linda Kennedy, effective November 8th, 2019.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the acceptance of the clubs as listed in your backup?
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Working update. Ms. Morrison.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to start off by congratulating Mr. Halden Wang. Brian, we're very fortunate to have you here in West Islip. Congratulations. West Islip Girls Varsity Soccer Team clinched the county championships on Tuesday. Congratulations to Coach Robertson, Greco, and our female athletes. We look forward to them continuing their victory on Saturday when they play against Massapequa Club. West Islip was very proud and pleased to have 5 of our staff members represent us at the annual Technology Summit that takes place on Long Island each year. Mrs. Maniscalco and Mrs. Hinchman presented assessment tools, fast, fun, and informative to the technology conference. Mrs. Fulton presented a workshop on EdLaw 2D compliance, which has to do with our student data privacy. And Mrs. Moon and Mrs. Siragusa facilitated a workshop, Take the Redo Out of Revision Using G Suite as a tool in the writing workshop. So West Islip was very well represented. We are very proud of our staff. On Monday, October 21st, I had the pleasure of watching 16 high school juniors be inducted into the Tri-M Music Honor Society. As I was sitting waiting for the program to begin, I was asking people around me what exactly Tri-M stood for. And once our students got up on the stage and started with their presentation, they explained that it stands for Modern Music Masters. So anyone that's ever wondered what Tri-M stands for, that's what it stands for. But the ceremony was student run. It included musical performances by the high school brass ensemble and orchestras. They sounded wonderful. Congratulations to Mr. Jensen, the new inductees, and the Tri-M student board that really put together a memorable evening for our musicians. Mrs. Director and our school counseling department ran a successful college fair on Thursday, October 24th. Over 80 colleges and trade schools were present to present to parents and students the various programs that they offer. So thank you to Ms. Director, and a shout out to our high school counseling staff. We had a successful Superintendent's Conference Day this past Tuesday. Staff members took part in various workshops from CPR and First Aid to FERPA to Thinking as Learning, Curriculum Development, and Brain Compatible Classrooms. We are sending out a survey to all district staff tomorrow to get feedback on the day, which will help us to plan our next Superintendent's Conference Day in December. I had the pleasure over the last few days of visiting some classrooms around the district. Mr. Kaufman, I got to see him today with the 9th grade band. They are sounding spectacular. I tried to get in on the action and play the drums, but I was not even acknowledged. It's funny, the same thing happened when I was at Udall and Mrs. Sirasol was warming up with her chorus. I tried to get in on that action, and I sort of had the indication of why I did not make it into vocal motion when I was in high school. So that chorus class did not go so well for me either. I did see Mrs. Crewer's class today in an interactive discussion in regard to the Articles of Confederation. Mrs. Brush's class at Oakwood was involved in a scavenger scoot around the classroom. They were learning about adjectives, and they had to go around and find all adjectives that were written throughout the classroom. Mrs. Orowski over at Udall was talking with our students about the word of the day in her physical education class. It was collaboration, and she facilitated a discussion amongst the students about what the word means and how it is evidenced in the sporting arena. So it was some really great discussion. It was a pleasure to get around the district a little bit. Mr. DeMayo has asked me to remind everyone that Frozen Junior will be performed on November 21st and November 22nd at 7 p.m. here at Beach Street Middle School. It's the middle school drama production. Under his direction and Mr. O'Neill's direction, they are planning to transform this forum into Arendelle, Norway. So I encourage everyone to come because every year they put on a wonderful performance. And just to echo what Mr. Geller said, as we approach Veterans Day, I would like to extend my heartfelt thank you to all of the veterans of our great country, and also to those current service members that are both here and abroad. Their commitment to protecting our interests home and overseas should be remembered, admired, and deeply appreciated, not just on Veterans Day, but every day. So thank you very much to our veterans.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrison. Okay, Mr. McGinnis will discuss the meeting of the Finance Committee.
Thank you. The committee met on November 5th. Committee members present were myself and Paul Mitchell. Other board members in attendance, Steve Geller, Richard Antonello, Peter McCann. Administrators present, Superintendent Burns and Elisa Pilati. Others present were Deborah Falcone, Treasurer, and Pat Compton, our Internal Claims Auditor. The purpose of the meeting is always to review the warrants for the month and discuss other pertinent fiscal matters. The meeting began at 7:30. We started reviewing the monthly reports, the treasurer's reports, so school district funds for the month of September 2019 and the extracurricular funds for July, August, and September for 2019 were presented and accepted by the committee. The payroll summary report for October 2019 was presented and accepted by the committee. The financial statements for September 2019 presented and accepted by the committee. The internal claims audit report was presented and accepted by the committee, as was the system manager audit trail for October was presented and accepted by the committee. Payroll certification for October 18th and November 1st were presented and accepted by the committee, and the Finance Committee received the warrants for the month. We reviewed the following Board of Finance agenda items. We approved the budget transfers to be presented and accepted by the committee for submission up to the board tonight. There was the review and approval of numerous 2019-20 SEDCAR contracts, including ACLE, Mid-Island Associates, Alternatives for Children, Brookville Center for Children's Services, Building Blocks of Elemental Preschool, Clear School for the Deaf, Connecticut Central School District, Development of Disabilities Incorporated, Eden 2, Green Chimneys, Hagerton Little Village School, Henry Viscardi, Kids First Evaluation, Kids in Action of Long Island, Kids Therapy Services, Leeway Metro Therapy School, New Interdisciplinary School, New York Therapy Placement Services, NYSARC, Opportunity Preschool, Suffolk County Department of Social Services, and United Cerebral Palsy of Greater Suffolk. We approved the donations and resolutions for our hold for $1,630.31 for Bayview, and Douglas Winter for a buddy bench, Rob, I can't even pronounce the last name, buddy bench for Paul J. Blue, valued at $592. Approval of the following 2019-20 contracts: Christian Nursing Registry, Greenberg, North Castle Union Free School District, Richard Madison Associates, and Tuck Brady. And also we discussed the Cullen and Danaski, that Cullen and Danaski, our internal auditors, will be on site during the month of November to perform the annual risk assessment. The meeting was adjourned at 7:35.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. And Mr. Mahalik will discuss the meeting of the Buildings and Grounds Committee.
Good evening. Buildings and Grounds Committee met on November 5th at 7:35 p.m. at the district office in the boardroom. Members in attendance were Ron McGinnis, myself, Bernadette Burns, Elizabeth Pilati, and James Bossi. Others in attendance, Steve Geller, Rich Antonello, Pete McCann. First discussed the Sarah Elementary School. We discussed the costs related to maintaining the building in anticipation of a potential sale and lease. A community forum will be held during the December board meeting to discuss the status of the property. We got a bond update from Mr. Bossi, provided the update on bond projects including the technology and music suites, playgrounds at the Bayview and Oakland, sound and lighting of the middle school auditoriums, the high school security vestibule, and the security checkpoint on Lions Path. The bidding period for Phase 4B bond work is November 14th to December 4th, and bids will be opened on December 4th. It is anticipated that the winning bids will be approved at the December board meeting. BBS anticipates submitting Phase 5 bond work to the SED by December 13th. Currently, the review process takes 10 to 12 weeks, so SED approval is expected by mid-March. Next, we talk about the Winter Soccer Club Tournament. Soccer Club has requested the use of multiple buildings on 3 separate weekends in February. Other community groups and permanent applicants may be affected. Mr. Bosco will provide more information to clarify the implications to the district and the facilities. Lastly, we talked about the solar PV request for proposals. It was extended 10 days when an amendment would be distributed. RFPs are expected to be open by mid-November. The meeting adjourned at 8:20 p.m.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Mr. Antonello will discuss the meeting of the Education Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Geller. The Education Committee meeting tonight commenced at 7:15 p.m. The following Education Committee members are present: myself, Mrs. Anna Marie LaRosa, Mr. Peter McCann. Also in attendance are Mr. Tom Compitello, Mr. Steve Geller. The following administrators are present: Mrs. Bernadette Burns, Mrs. Dawn Morrison. The following information was discussed. First item is curriculum development and course proposals for the 2020-2021 school year. The Secondary Curriculum Council will meet on Wednesday, November 20th, 2019, to review the presentations of staff members that initiated curriculum development course proposals for the 2020-2021 school year. The second item discussed was STEM update. The STEM Academy currently has 2 ninth grade STEM teachers. One teaches a research class, and the other teaches engineering technology. The goal for the 2020-2021 school year is to add statistical analysis and coding to our STEM Academy. Initiatives are being planned to expand enrollment in the high school STEM Academy and to continue to raise awareness and enrich our elementary science program with an increased emphasis on coding and technology. Coding caterpillars, as they're called, are on their way to the kindergarten classrooms. Students will be presented with an age-appropriate phenomena related to the coding of nanorobots that were designed by modeling the motions of real caterpillars. This interactive learning experience will create a real-world technology connection for West Islip's youngest engineers. This is the caterpillar here. Mrs. Morrison gave us a nice show of how it worked before. My daughter's going into kindergarten next year, and I know she'll really like something like this. Thirdly, there's an APPR update. As required by law, all district administrators completed an annual APPR recertification training for lead evaluators. Fourth thing discussed, Google Expeditions. The utilization of Google Expeditions in our library and media centers throughout the district will provide interactive learning experiences for students as they travel throughout the world via the use of Expedition goggles, without ever having to leave the classroom. The library media specialists in each building were trained this week in regards to the utilization of the application and look forward to experiencing the wonders of the world with our K-12 students. Fifth item discussed was a West Islip High School update with Dr. Bridgman. Dr. Bridgman provided information and insights in regard to initiatives and updated procedures and practices at the high school. The meeting ended at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, Mr. Antonello. And Mr. Compitello will discuss the meeting of the Special Education Committee and the meeting of the Safety Committee.
All right, the Safety Committee first. The Security Council Committee meeting met on the 16th of October at Blue Elementary School. Members present: Mrs. Burns, Mr. Geller, Mr. McCray, Ms. Morrison, Ms. Blatty, Ms. Fulton, Ms. Pratt, Ms. Williams, Mr. Moran, Dr. Bridgman, Mr. Maniscalco, Mr. Marquardt, Mr. O'Farrell, Mr. Whitlock, Mr. All right. So the meeting started at 08:30. We discussed safety and security updates for the district. The new security vestibules are being installed in all the buildings, and we discussed vestibule protocol, how many people can be in these things at one time. The new visitor management system, training, ID, and readiness. We've installed 260 new cameras throughout the district, 150 internal, 166 external. The blind spot safe zones are being installed in rooms, which is a piece of tape across the ceiling so people can not be seen from the door during our active shooting training. Right. We also discussed the need for emergency response training by building. Mr. McRae will conduct same.
the need for appropriate grade levels active shooter training. Again, Mr. McCray will conduct same. Student staff use of ID cards and badges like these things is going well. Panic buttons have been installed in the schools. We discussed that. We also have a blue light scholar chip system, which indicates police are in the building for active shooter training. The need for to make sure we coordinate security drills so things don't get screwed up with the blue lights going with the wrong time. And we have to tell people about notifying that yellow curbing means you can't park or stand in front of the school. I've personally observed that's not too well looked at. And we need more security at the high school for training in the evening, special events evening. We need to train more subs on vestibule policy and procedures. And people need to start thinking about what they're going to use for security equipment in 2021 budget-wise. And the meeting adjourned at 09:15. On the 30th of October at 0800, here at the District Office Special Ed Committee meeting met. Members present, Mr. McGinnis, Ms. Dowling, Ms. Doherty, and myself. We discussed the review of special education services provided throughout the district. Discussed the need for residential placement if we cannot provide it locally, and possibility about nursing services for being provided for special ed students. And 08:55, the meeting adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. And Mr. Mahalik will discuss the meeting of the Health and Wellness Committee.
The Health and Wellness Committee met on Wednesday, October 16th at 9:30. Members present, Tim Moran, Rhonda Pratt, Julie Castro, Sharon Kerrigan, myself, Michelle Blessing, Trish Maletti, Lynn Summons, Jennifer Manatone, Eileen Scortis, Kim Labrizzi, and Francesca Emma. We first went over the financial report, and after that, the meeting pretty much was talking about the color run, which already happened, but we had to go through the registration check-in, the registration, volunteers, job tasks, first aid, cleanup, breakdown, set up where all the different areas were going to be for the kids to get, colored on. After that was done, we talked about the vaping presentation that took place on October 15th. There was a lot of great feedback and it was well attended. With that, we had additional resources about vaping and also a vaping cessation program that I believe is up on the school website. Our next meeting is Tuesday, November 19th at 9:30 at the cafeteria. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mahalik. And Mr. McGinnis will discuss the meeting of the Audit Committee.
Thank you. The committee met on October 22nd in District Office. Committee members present, Mr. Geller, myself, Mr. Antonello, Mr. Capitello, Mr. McCann, and Mr. Mitchell. Administrators present, Superintendent Burns, Mrs. Morrison, Mr. Barati, and Mr. Taylor. The meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. The district's auditors the external auditors, R.S. Abrams, were in, and they reviewed our financial statements and the audit report for the year ended June 30th, 2019. All is found to be in order. We discussed the fund balances, all in line with recommended guidelines. There were no material weaknesses identified. They had some suggestions on strengthening controls, and a corrective action plan will be prepared. Overall, it was a very clean report with no material issues, and they also at the end thanked the district administration for all their excellent cooperation. The meeting was adjourned at 6:18.
Thank you, Mr. McGinnis. And Mrs. Bellotti will discuss financial matters and business matters.
Thank you. For the month of September, our treasurer's report had a beginning balance of $60,557,396.97 and an ending balance of $53,611,203.54. May I have a motion for the approval of budget transfers 3740 through 3752 for the general fund and 3734 through 3751 for the capital fund?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the 23 said car contracts for 2019-20 as listed on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the donation from Ahold Delhaize USA for $1,630.31 for the Bayview Elementary School?
So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the donation of the Rob Ferragari Buddy Bench valued at $592 for the Paul J. Blue Elementary School from Douglas Winter?
So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
May I have a motion for the approval of the resolution to increase the 2019-20 budget for $1,630.31?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry. Can I just ask a question?
Sorry. I've just noticed seeing we're increasing the budget by the amount that was donated from Ahold.
Correct.
And why is that? That's not going right through the BU.
Yes, it does.
It does.
So every time,
So I've just never seen us increase the budget along, because we've, approved these routinely.
Yes.
Never seen a budget increase for it.
We didn't do it in the past, but
We
we
didn't
should
do it,
have.
yes,
But we
okay.
started doing it
this year.
this
All
year.
right.
No, we always did at the end
Well,
of the
this
year.
year's
Yeah,
only
yeah, we-
month
right.
two. Right. Okay, all right.
We used to
Do
do
it at the end of the year.
All right. But not like this, so I'm not wrong.
The money does go to baby
All
elementary
right.
code.
I
It
got
just
you.
has to be
All right.
increased.
That's fine. We're waiting, Kellen. All in favor?
Is that motion carried?
Yeah.
Yes.
May I have a motion for the approval of the contracts for 2019-20 as listed on the agenda?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Keep up.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, can I have a motion for the approval of memorandum of understanding with the Suffolk County Police Department?
So moved.
Second. Discussion. So, the state recently enacted the law requiring school districts to memorialize their relationship or use of school resource officers. So that's basically what this does. It will not change our usage of the SROs in any way. As I say, it just enters into a contract with the police. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for the approval of the updated resolution for the certification of coordinators in accordance with the requirements of the Dignity for All Students Act?
So moved.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for the approval of updated resolution regarding certification of qualified lead evaluators of teachers and building principals having successfully completed the training requirements?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for the approval of the updated resolution regarding certification of qualified lead evaluators and evaluators of teachers having successfully completed the training requirements?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I have a motion for the approval of the revised chief school positions list as contained in the backup?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And can I have a motion for the approval of resolution regarding the nomination of the Area 12 Director of the New York State School Boards Association?
So moved.
Second. Which is Catherine Roman. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mrs. Burns?
So at the risk of sounding redundant, because I think Mrs. Morrison really covered a lot of my items, but I just wanted to remind everybody to use the district website. I think it's looking better and better. We have a lot of activities that have gone on throughout the district posted as soon as you open it up, and it really gives evidence to all of the great things that are going on in our classrooms, our auditoriums, our playing fields. To that end, Beach Street does have its musical coming up, as do a couple of the other buildings. They do have their plays coming up, so you can find those dates posted on the district website. And then tomorrow evening, right here on the high school stadium turf field, we will be hosting Newfield in the first round of the football playoffs. And on Saturday at Burnham Middle School, we will be playing Massapequa. They just have the advantage of home field. It was really a coincidence for the Long Island Championship. Our girls soccer team did win the Suffolk County Championship this week, so we're really very proud of the work that they did on Tuesday on the field, and we look forward to sending them to Portland next week. And that's all I have.
Mrs. Burns? On December 12th, we have our next regular board meeting, and incorporated at the very start of that meeting, we will have what we're calling a community forum regarding the sale of the or the disposition, let's say, of the Massaro property. So as you've all heard, we've been taking bids, and we're going to open up the forum and give everybody a chance to share their thoughts that night. Okay. Are there any members of the public wishing to speak? Okay. Thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session where we will discuss personnel, negotiations, and litigation? At the conclusion of executive session, the board will reconvene in public session in the district office boardroom to consider any items for which a vote is required. So, discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good evening.